walk-around video and talk about this car a little bit now that I've already put 1,500 miles on it in just 3 days. And I've owned it for a few months, so I guess it's more than 3 days, right? But bought this with 18,500 miles, and we now have 20,000. I'm not going to give you, I'll do a separate tour here that goes through the MMI stuff. There's a lot of stuff in here that's very cool in the MMI system. As you notice, there's no, let's get the menu here. There's no center console. There's nothing here. So everything you do is through this screen with these buttons and these buttons and these buttons and this button, previous song, next song, play, pause, and volume. It's all done with everything except for the center console, which means you have an uninterrupted view of the road ahead, which is great. Now, there is something unique here where I'm in auto mode. I can adjust my temperature this way. I can change this from recirculate to defrost, feet, and head. Put auto here. And then I can also turn this button here to turn on my heated seat, click or twist. And then these turbine fans are also kind of unique. You can turn the fans on or off. So this is off, on a per fan basis. And this is pointing up currently. So you can say, face the air right, face the air down, or left toward me, or turn it off completely. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turbines, as well as some defroster windows there. Speaker wise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 speakers in this car that I know of. There could be more. Seats are fully adjustable, lumbar support, etc. There's just no memory. There's no seat memory. There's no steering wheel memory associated with this car. Sport and standard exhaust, rear defroster, max defrosting, traction control off, park assist, parking brake, cup holder with a holder for your key, and then a second cup holder in here, as well as a charging port. And then you can also adjust these guys to come out a little bit as well. But very, very simple. Let's go back to 0.5 again. Very simple interior. Super duper simple. The paddle shifters need to be upgraded. You have a traditional cruise control column right here for set, resume, cancel. You have your windshield wipers there. You do have, this is high beams, sorry. High beams are here and a turn signal. You do have automatic rain sensors for the wipers, and you have automatic lighting as well with a fog light. So you do some automatic things in here, but for the most part, it's very manual. Drive modes are here. And then let's turn the car off that way. Now, in the back here, as you can see, I'll turn this around on me. We have myself sitting in the seat, and then we have Matilda's seat right there. And Heather's seat is where she has legroom still, and Matilda has just no space for her feetsies. And that's it. So Heather will need to go forward about an inch or two to give Matilda some legroom. Matilda is 2 years old. And this is in the mid height for the seat, and it is hitting this back here. So if this goes any higher, it will actually push this out to the side when I close the window there. And there's Matilda's frame, field of view out there side. And if you look behind me, there's basically no space down there at all with my seat in the comfortable position. I can go further back if I want to, but I'm in the comfort position. But as I said, no memory sets here. You do have automatic up-down windows. You do have 0, then you can adjust your mirrors, and then you have a defrost function, then you have a fold-in function. It also folds them in when you lock the door. But those will fold in if you want to put it manually like that. So let's say you're in the car on a you know, I don't know if you're doing a ferry or something, you can put them in. LED lights for the vanity mirrors, home link mirror with a north, south, east, west direction right there, as well as a button for your garage door. And no sunglass holders there, but you have plenty of headroom. Look at this headroom. I'm 6'2", and I have the seat up pretty high. I can actually make it even lower. This is a high setting, and I'm pretty good here. Let's go outside. Quick pop the trunk. It's manual, of course. This, when you close the door, the window will go back up. Not really dressed for the occasion. It did just snow though. You guys know me, always stunting. With the TTRS logo out front, 2.5 liter turbo, 5-cylinder Daza engine, fully stock except for the tune. But no heat blanket here, heat minimizer to drown out the sound. It's all pretty chill, and it's a little dirty from the rain we went through. Front profile, it's nice, right? Full LED array. It's actually matrix LED lights that will do automatic adjustment around cars. So if you have the high beams turned on, the car is approaching you, it won't just automatically dim the headlights. It will actually move the headlights around the vehicle. It's very fancy. It has some lighting in there that does that. I don't know how it works, but it works. You have an oil cooler as well as an auxiliary transmission cooler in there. So if you look at it, it's very similar to the Mark 7 and Mark 8 Golf Rs, where you have your radiator and intercooler out front, oil cooler over here, transmission cooler, auxiliary cooler over here. So you have a bunch of radiators that are cooling things. It wouldn't be a walk around New Hampshire without some Twisted Teas on the side of the road. So as for the side profile, it snowed last night, but here we are. 20-inch Vossen HF2 wheels, Rapid Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. These are not stock, obviously. The wheels aren't stock. Those are long gone. I don't know who has them, but I need to acquire them through eBay, I guess. And we're using, I think it's 6 piston or maybe 8 piston. 6 or 8 piston front brake calipers that are, RS specific. Floating brake rotors, I believe. And the whole front half of the car is wrapped with Expel Ultimate PPF, as well as Expel window tinting on all sides, including the front. It's just not tinted up front, it's just a UV film. To lock, you press this button. To unlock, you grab the back handle, and it unlocks. I've got a little PPF behind there as well. Let me show you the back here, just to give you the hatchback room here. So you grab underneath and grab this, pull up. This opens up. By the way, these floor mats, they're in the car, both the front, the rear, and the back hatch. You'll notice they have green stitching on them. That's a custom order. I had a company in the UK make these for me. They're sized for the TTRS. They have green stitching that matches the car. And I had them put the RS logo in there as well. So these are custom floor mats I had made for the car. You'll see them up front as well. I'll grab those and show you. So see again, the green stitching and the RS logo. These were my doing, because this car doesn't have the option called RS Design Selection Interior, which is a $1,500 option, which you can only get in red or blue. And by red or blue, I mean all this will be red or blue, all the honeycomb will be red or blue trim there, and then the floor mats and a couple other touches. I wanted a black interior with the green, and therefore the only thing that I was missing by not having the RS Design interior selection is the RS floor mats. So I had someone make some for me. Thought it was a good compromise. It is a hatchback. Actually, the entire back half of the car, there's no B pillar. I guess there's only A pillar and a B pillar. I guess no C pillar. The entire back half of the car is this hatch. And so what you get here is this really rigid connection system with 2 of these struts that hold up this gigantic, this back hatch probably weighs 200 pounds, 300 pounds with glass and electronics. So there's a lot here. You only have one grab handle. You have this that can be, you could drop this out and adjust this out of here. You can also remove this just by pulling it. This comes out as well. And you do have some under seat storage here, if I can get at it, with a 12-volt charger back there. You grab this little pin here, pull up, and you have your battery back here for weight distribution and some tools. I believe there's a subwoofer under there as well. These seats do drop down completely flat. If there wasn't a car seat back there, I could show you, but you'll notice that, like I said earlier, if I put Matilda's headrest up higher as she gets taller, it will constrict and being pushed over by this guy here too. But it is fully compatible with a car seat. You have the latch system behind each seat, and you have this rear latch system there. and tether system. So you have a fully compatible Euro style seating harness system that just snaps right into any modern car seat. It's just once the kid is above, 50 pounds, you got to move to a booster, and then I don't know. Safety wise, I'll just figure that out. I'll consult with Heather, who's the expert. But here is the rear license plate. Let me close this up. There's your rear camera for backup sensors or backup cameras. Now there's a third brake light here, and it's supposed to be hidden up here like some cars. The roof line is too sloped, and so the third brake light actually goes right here. It runs all the way across there to there. Blacked out Audi logo and trim, logos, blackout package has all these black elements to it. And then the buyer of this car ended up optioning, by the way, I just talked to him on LinkedIn the other day, the guy that ordered it, the first owner who ordered the car, did the right thing and optioned it with these OLED brake lights. These are very thin wafers. There's a couple of YouTube videos on them, but they're very thin OLED wafers that do this awesome startup animation. They're beautiful. They're super bright. Only about 1 in 50 or 1 in 100. It's very low numbers. 1 to 2% take rate of TTRSs were ordered with the OLED taillights. These were a $3,000 option, and very few cars have them. They never became standard except for the final edition, the 2022, where there were 250 examples made or so. Those last model year for the US did have these included by default as standard. And there's your backup light. You have one on both sides. Sport exhaust, which is also a $1,500 option, makes it a little bit louder and gives you an exhaust actuator valve. It sounds nicer. I'm probably going to remove the mid pipes so I retain the catalytic converters and make it a little bit louder. Backup sensors as well. You have front and rear sensors, but no side sensors. So it lets you know when you're about to hit someone in front of you. If you're parking the car, you've got a few sensors up front here and a few sensors out back, but that is it. When you do go inside, you have a grab handle here. And by the way, this being a 2-door, the doors open super wide. And I only have a 10.5-foot wide garage, and so that's going to be a problem. If you had a 4-door, the doors would be much shorter, and therefore you'd have less of a problem. Grab handle here, you can pull this. This brings it forward, but because it's only an $80,000 car, it doesn't slide forward when you do that. It stays fixed. So you still have to grab this and do this forward. But lumbar support, up, down, back, forward, and then seat rest there. But you can see how much leg space I have in my proper position. And then there's the seating position for Matilda. These are fully upright bench seats in the back. So that's basically the entire tour I wanted to give you all. It's fast. I have a 93 octane APR tune on it. With the transmission, the TCU tune as well for faster shifting and more sportier shift mapping. I am going to probably do, and I have the APR spark plugs in there. More immediate is going to be their 4 or 5 inch turbo inlet with an intake, and then remove the mid pipes. And at that point, the next big upgrade, and then I'll be able to run a higher power, higher torque tune. At that point, the next upgrade for me is going to be replacing the intercooler. This motor is insanely hot. It's really hot, like just around town for 10 minutes to go from shop to shop. That motor is scorchingly hot. And so thermodynamics in there are not doing it any favor. It's a very small space to have a 450, 500 horsepower motor sitting in there. And so I think intercooler would help me a lot. And I also want to do a full coolant flush, brake fluid flush, a bunch of maintenance I want to do to it. But let's do the other side and then we'll wrap it up. So there's our walk around this direction. The only visual thing I'm doing to the outside of it is the one and done. I'm done with visual changes because that visual change was to put this green Tail the Dragon sticker on there. I ordered it a few weeks ago and it finally came in. This was done by the previous owner, by the way. So there is a Tag Motorsports all black fuel cap that you can order for like $900. The previous owner painted their fuel cap and it's chipping away. So I'll either need to finish the job or strip that paint away and just leave it back to silver. I'd like to keep it black though, because the whole fascia of the car is black as a good contrast to the green. But that is the TTRS. I'll do some more videos later, but that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. And we'll have some more videos in the future. But since I can't move into my house just yet, I'm kind of stuck storing this off-site. I want to do another video before I put it away and wait for all the snow to melt.